what's something I've always want to get seen done in an anime? Japan addressing the whole we did an unprovoked attack on an innocent Navy base in 1940 whatever for really no reason other than the fact that to prove we could do it. Yes, another topic I'd like to see tackled in an anime is a courtroom drama. Why, you may all be wondering, when you think about it, why animate something that is just two people talking? Well, as far as I'm concerned, if you could make cooking interesting, being a 4-year-old interesting, I'd love to see what anime could do with this subject matter. And when I saw that we were getting an anime that's a courtroom drama in the form of Ace Attorney, based on the popular video game franchise known as Phoenix Wright, or Turnabout Trial in the Japanese, I was really curious to see what this was going to be like. I've heard a lot of good things about these games. I've never played them myself, but I was really anticipating something here and really wondering just quite what was this series going to be. Unfortunately, like the rest of the anime community, I discovered it was going to be an absolute piece of shit. Oh my god, this is the worst anime of the year, which you probably saw because of the title. I can't stand it. It's awful. It's too long. The animation is not good. The story is not intriguing. The mysteries are not investable. It's just an absolute piece of shit. And I don't even know where to begin on this. Well, I do. I kind of have an idea where I'm going with this. Let's start with the story. The series follows Phoenix Wright, aka Nakudo. This is actually one of the few examples where westernizing the names of the characters I think actually benefits the series, because since they changed the names, in the Japanese, the names are all legal puns and things related to the episodes. In the English, they do the same thing, but it's American phrases, English type stuff. It actually works, all things considered, pretty damn well. A lot of them actually are cute and intriguing, so I didn't mind that. But that's on the video game people, not the script writers for this show. And depending on what site you watch, your subtitle for this is, they use either the English names or the Japanese names. It's not a huge deal. It's just something I thought was important to bring up. But basically, Phoenix Wright is a new defense attorney. That's right, we're following a defense attorney. Not a prosecutor, not a cop, a defense attorney. The person who's got to try and find out who is innocent, who is guilty, do it all in one shot, because he also has to find out who the killer is to help free his client. There's a lot of potential here for a really interesting series. But basically, you have Phoenix, and he is just starting out, and that's pretty much it. It just follows him over the course of several of his cases over the course of 24 episodes. Where does all this go wrong? In pretty much everything! First up, Phoenix as a character. Fine. Nothing good, nothing bad. He's just kind of your standard happy-go-lucky guy, believes in protecting the innocent, believes in punishing the guilty, all that stuff. He's totally functional. You also have his cute assistant, Maya, who I'll get into later. There's some really big problems with this character. She is probably the most entertaining thing in the show, in that she's given the best dialogue, and her actress seems to be the only one having any fun in this whole mess. Apart from that, everyone is pretty damn bland and forgettable, and that all comes to the show's biggest problem. It has no sense of maturity or intelligence to it at all. What's all the prosecutor's motivation for finding the criminals? Not solving justice, not trying to do the right thing or protect the innocent. Nope, they just want to win. They don't want to do the right thing. They're just big bullies who just care about their own frickin' egos. I'm not making it up, people. It is that stupid. It is that arrogant and so full of itself. And don't hand me any of this, oh, it's meant to be a comedy, it's funny. It ain't funny because there's nothing funny going on. If it was, I want to win that badly, and then maybe went into their vain arrogance, okay, you've got some jokes there. One of the prosecutors in the show uses a frickin' whip. You could do some really funny stuff with that, but every time the show brings up something that could be interesting or funny, it always just lets it sit there. It never really does anything with it. Everything is just in front of you, and it just struggles to get to the 24-minute mark. Like, all the mysteries and all the cases are pretty damn terrible. They're not engaging. You solve them within 10 seconds. Hell, half the time they put the answer in the first 10 seconds. And I wouldn't even have a problem with that if the process in solving these mysteries was actually interesting, but it's not. Phoenix Wright is an idiot. He constantly needs help. He never solves a case on his own. He literally gets help from ghosts. That's where this show goes. It's freaking horrible. And clearly what they've done is they've just taken the plots from the games and the things in the games and just put them into a fashion that counts as a show. But the thing is that when you play a game, the fun is discovering all these things as you play it, solving the mystery through the clues in front of you, and then putting it all together at the end. That isn't present in this series because they haven't actually combined any of the separate plot elements into a cohesive script. It's just 24 minutes of this god-awful humor and these really dull, boring mysteries, and man, is it boring! On top of that, there's really nothing interesting to look at. The animation is pretty damn terrible. This series was done by A1 Pictures, aka the Anime Factory, and you know what? They can make some good stuff. I've watched several A1 Pictures series over the years. Again, a series that pumps out anime as much as this one, quality can waver, but for the most part, they at least keep a lot of their stuff engaging. This is a big red mark on their sheet, because clearly what's happened here is they've not given the show enough money to be visually interesting. I looked up the cutscenes from the last Ace Attorney game, and those look beautiful. Those were done by Studio Bones, who I would have loved to have seen done this show, but they didn't, and went with these people, and just no one's trying. The directors aren't trying, the writers aren't trying, even the actors seem to just give up at a certain point. It's just such a waste of a series. And why is it 24 episodes? Like, this series covers Ace Attorney 1 and Ace Attorney 2. Why? Why not just adapt Ace Attorney 1, and if the show is liked, do Ace Attorney 2? I know this series was done in the lead up to the release of Ace Attorney 5. I understand this. But the thing is, why would you not just do the 12 episodes of Season 1 before you even know if people are gonna like it? FYI, they didn't. No one liked this show. In fact, I have a feeling they wanted to take a break in between Season 1 and Season 2, because at the beginning of Season 2, they do the whole reintroduction of everyone, even though it's only been a week for us. They aired the whole thing in succession. I think they just want to get this thing out and over with and out of there. There's no way they're making another one of these. And it's just awful. And going into my problem with Maya, and this thing completely, it might not sound big at first, and look, if you watched this, didn't take it seriously and enjoyed yourselves, totally fine, whatever, maybe I'm reading into everything. But with Maya, she is a spirit medium. She has the ability to channel the dead. Why don't they just do that in every case? And if that's not enough, what is so strange about this whole subplot about making your main girl a psychic is that in this world, when a clairvoyant or a spirit talker or whatever talks to a spirit, the spirit possesses their body and takes on the form they had before they died. Think about this for a minute, people. And not only that, this is visible to everyone. Everyone knows this and everyone can see this, and this gets proven halfway through. If you can just channel the dead, why do we need a legal system? Why do we need cops? Why do we need prosecutors? Why do we need defense attorneys? Just use the spirit mediums. There's even a school for them. Hell, a 5-year-old channels a dead spirit at one point in this. That happens. Just, why? What is the logic to any of this? In a video game, all of this can work because the game only holds your attention span as long as you're playing, whereas a show has to do it longer. In the game, you need to have some more over-the-top goofy elements, especially in something like this, which can deal with very serious subject matter. So because of this, having some goofy characters and all that leaves more of an impression on you. Whereas in a TV show, a good percentage of the impression comes from the fact that you're sitting there watching it. You're already invested, at least in the fact that you're investing your time in it. That is already a big factor there. But here, they haven't transitioned anything into making that. You could do a subplot with spirit mediums. It doesn't work because this literally means Phoenix Wright gets help from the dead, which is stupid. But again, it just never comes together. Nothing ever comes together in this show, and I just hate it. And while we're on the subject, man, are the crimes in this shown terribly. There are a couple points where they show the victims, they show the dead people, and it looks absolutely garbage because the show can't figure out if it's trying to be for children or not. And if you wanted to be some sort of weird legal comedy for children, I don't know how that would work, but I think that's what they're trying to do here. Maybe, but again, you need to be funny. And while we're on the subject, it can't figure out how it wants to show the crimes. When we see our first victim in episode 1, we see her in a pool of blood. We don't see her face or anything like that, but there's that. Then in episode 2 and every other victim onward, it looks so bad and it's so censored that they just look like they're sleeping. There's someone in the second episode who had her freaking brains bashed out, and she just looks like she's just taking a nap. Like, it is that stupid, it is that lazy, and it is that terribly put together, and I just hate this show. There is no way around it. It is, as far as I'm concerned, the worst anime of the year. Nothing much worse can come out than this. It's too long. The animation's not good. And if you guys can figure it out, I just hate this series. But what did you think? In the comment section below, give me your thoughts on Ace Attorney. Maybe you liked it. And if you did, totally fine, totally understandable. I don't get it, but it's all subjective, and whatever works for you, works for you. And as always, click to like and click to subscribe so we can talk about something more positive next week.